Today, I'm going to be seeing if I can make an entire day's worth of meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner using my basic rice cooker. That's right, so no hob, no microwave, no oven, no toaster, or indeed not even a kettle, although that is a video idea you'll be seeing fairly soon. That's right, all in this fairly underrated one-pot wonder. Can it make pancakes? Can it make a ramen? Can it make a delicious one-pot rice chicken dish? If it can, we're going to get fed very well indeed. I blooming love the rice that these things make, but this is actually, like I say, quite a basic one. We've got ourselves a lid, got my little measurer, got my rice shovel, that's the official term. I mean, this is one thing, some of them don't always come with steamer baskets, and we will use that first up, probably for something that might fail. And indeed, we've got the main carcass, the bucket of the rice cooker. The base of this is gonna get really, really hot indeed. So I really am gonna have to keep my eye on that. Right, breakfast. So for breakfast, we're gonna have some American style pancakes, but I actually wanna try it 2 different ways. The good news is we just need the same old batter, and hopefully at least one of them will work. All right, let's get cracking. The milk, sugar, a little bit optional. Some of you might be sweet enough. Some plain flour as well, just dump that in. I'll add some baking powder in a minute, but I left it in the house. Right, let me go get the baking powder, hang on. There we go. Blooming cold out there, folks. Last but not least, we are doing blueberry pancakes. So I'm gonna add some in there. I'm gonna leave the rest because I'm quite peckish and I might just nibble on those. These blueberries are actually on a reduced yellow sticker. They were like half the price this morning when I went in super early. I was like part of this like little posse of people that go in and just like go straight to those yellow labels. They were definitely classically trained and do it like a lot, but I was like, hey, these are great. So then, I really want to be cooking the pancakes on the hot plate, although now I look at it now, that's gonna be fun getting it out. But like I say, we've got the steamer tray, so let's try this method. We're gonna get some water, about 400 mil. That doesn't look like much in there at all, does it? That's like 400 milliliters. It's just covering the bottom. Okay, so this is where our batter's gonna go, but obviously if I just pour it into that, it's gonna act like some sort of weird batter colander, so we need to line it. We want some of the holes to let the steam through. Okay. Just to get a bit, there we go. A bit of flexibility. See, we've still got some holes, so this is a perfect platform for our batter to go. Right. It does have some like built-in timer thing, but we won't worry about that right now. The lid is gone on. Let's just see if we can get it a little warm. Because my sort of theory is if I just pour it in there now like that and the water's still cold and it's slowly warming up, it might just go bleh, technical term, and seep through the holes like we talked about. So yeah, let's just wait a minute. Just zooming in on the lid there, you can see it's really starting to get hot now. I'm just gonna wait till a little bit of steam comes out of here, which I think it's just starting to, so we're very nearly there. You see it there? There we go, and it ain't gonna stop. Oh my gosh. Ah. The baking parchment's gone all floppy. Oh damn. Oh, I can't put my hands in. It's gonna be too hot. Oh my gosh, right. I'm actually gonna use the rice cooker shovel thing that came with. There we go, that's gonna weigh it out a little bit, isn't it? Come on, buddy. I think some of my batter just fell into the actual water. Let's get that lid on. And I think we're looking at probably about 12 to 15 minutes for this, and even then it might not be perfect. However, I can confirm that was blooming hot. Okay, we've just hit 15 minutes, and because I can't really see what's going on in there, I know it's hot, it's spread out, so it's definitely surely cooked. But for a bit of peace of mind, what I can do is flip it up to the warm setting, just for like 5 minutes or something, so the heat is still in there. It should hopefully cool it a teeny bit, and then we'll find out if we've made a potential monstrosity or monsieur, say très bien. All right, so I'm just gonna turn it off. Ooh. Now, one thing I will say, I think where the blueberries have exploded, there you go. Oh my word, look at that. Oh, it almost looks like a planet. It doesn't look that cooked either, but it's been in there for ages. Some of that blueberry juice has probably poured into the water and helped sort of steam itself. Right then. Oh my word. Oh, it is actually quite firm. It is quite set together. I just can't even pick it up. Come on. Oh, okay, yes. Are we gonna be able to get it off of the baking parchment? I think we might, you know. I might have to turn it over. Oh, look at that. Oh, oh gosh, it's weeping blueberry juice. And that felt like one of my silicone baking mats. It's very rubbery, okay. Steaming pancakes, mate. That's like daylight rubbery. It is 100% cooked though. Oh my word. It's actually like stretchy. Oh, like I don't even want to put maple syrup on this. Yeah, I'm still gonna eat it though. Oh God, that's awful. It's like eating a doormat. It is cooked through, that's the only positive, and the blueberries are giving it some sort of flavour. Why am I trying it again? Oh, that is horrendous. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 because 1, it cooked, and 2, the blueberries are being blueberries. Don't do that. One thing we can agree on, as I've cleaned out and drained this bucket, that thing gets hot. So for the pancakes, we've got some butter. Our batter is already ready, and I've just put it on warm mode, which I think might be a little too low for it. So we'll just see what this does a moment. I think we're gonna have to go high power. I'm just like shimming it around. It's got quite a short electrical cord on it, so I'm kind of a bit restricted. But that is melting. Oh yeah, you can see. And how the heck am I gonna get it out? Come on, my friend. It smells gorgeous with the butter though. Come on, buddy. You're on warm. Don't let me down. Maybe I'll put the lid on just for a second. I didn't want to do it for too long because I'm literally still getting nightmares from that rubbery, like weird thing we made. Oh gosh, it's all browned the butter on that side. I think it's burning. I'm gonna have to try and, oh my gosh, it's firm. It's actually one piece together, right. Oh, yes. You look like a pancake. Oh my word. I was not expecting that. Breakfast shall be served. Look, look, look. I think we'll just have the one, because the bottom of that really didn't enjoy it. It's just hit 11:30 and I'm gonna have to have this for my brunch now. A bit of maple syrup on top. Oh, golden, crispy. It actually looks like a pancake, which is, I'm sorry, mate. You're tasting the blueberries kind of the way they want to be tasted. I was going to do chocolate chips. I'm kind of glad I didn't because of that. The only downside is probably like how intense it was for like making one. If you had a few people over for breakfast, they're like, my pancake's ready. You'd be like, I've just done one. All right, we cut it in half and share it. 6.5 out of 10. Ironically, it is getting quite close to lunch, and it is indeed time for lunch. Actually, I feel like my rice cooker needs a name. Any suggestions? We've got Glenda the blender, Alan the air fryer. Lunch, we're gonna go for a kind of instant classic, but try and upgrade it. Ramen. So I've got 2 packs of instant noodles here, and it says per pack to boil 300 milliliters of water. So we'll double that. Awesome. And these noodles were only like 30 pence a pack, so it's absolute bargain. It's just really what your creativity wants to do then. And we're not gonna do anything too crazy. I'm not gonna put like a whole duck in there or something. But look, we've got that sachet of seasoning. Go for it. In goes the water. Now the really great thing is, oh my gosh, wrong way. I've got to learn with this camera. We can get this going whilst we work on our enhancements. Soy sauce, sesame oil, chili flakes, garlic. So spring onion. And then in the freezer aisle, I've got a bag of mixed vegetables. So let's just give that a stir around, let it mingle together. Already see, that looks like way more interesting. Oh, fantastic. So for our bodged ramen, I'm using the rice measurer because I've got an egg in there. We're gonna try and poach an egg, or maybe even 2, proper ramen style. And of course, this is bodged. It's actually something I really like to do, and some of you guys have suggested it before, like an actual ramen like series, on actually like learning good techniques and making some decent stuff rather than the bodged stuff in here. But I can tell you, it's smelling really good. I was just a bit worried that the noodles might get a bit delicate and just literally perish, but they're holding together strong. They're only supposed to cook for like 3 minutes, but we've flipped it to the warm mode. So it's kind of like in its own hot tub. I wish you could smell that. I've talked about this before, that if smell-o-vision exists, like one day it will exist. I really believe that. And the really cool thing for me is there'll be all these videos of me saying that. And I'd imagine they could retrospectively go back and, I don't know, what would it be? Some sort of USB with a scent coming out of it? I don't know. But here is our egg. So I'm just gonna, oh, look at that. Oh, I'm gonna get another one in. And I think I'm gonna need to put the lid on. And hopefully we'll poach those eggs in there. I mean, that's the great thing. If you don't want to be polite, you could just eat straight out of this like a massive warmed bucket. For me, a rice cooker is like a little bit underrated. Air fryer's getting a lot of love at the moment. I love them too. We've done a video with a pressure cooker. I just like this. We use this a lot. I think I like it because it's generally this sort of like versatile one pot bucket. You just shove most of it in. Pancakes aside. All right, two things. One, I put in 2 more eggs. I thought they looked quite pretty. One's sunk at the front there, the other one is still trying to cook away. And the other thing is related to that. The eggs are taking a long time to cook. So this could all fail. We could end up with a mush. But so far, those noodles are holding strong. And like that bubble bath of flavours all going on there. Stop taking the lid off. Right then. Oh, yes. Oh, the chili flakes have come to the surface slightly as well. It's given it a real combination of colour. I don't know what's going to happen to the egg as I try and scoop it out. But we're about to find out. Oh, I think I've got an actual island of egg. Look. I'm very excited for this. I don't have any sesame seeds to hand, so I'm going to put some sesame oil on. Well, it's a bit of a dollop, isn't it? This has got to be good. Yeah. The broth in that, I'm not sure what was in that seasoning packet, but that has really packed a punch in there, along with our enhancements too. The soy, the sesame, all working together, but I haven't had that egg yet. There we go. Oh, that's a good old chunk there. Oh my gosh, I've got a bit of everything. Oh. That is fantastic. That's some heat in that chili. Oh my, woo! It smells amazing. The broth, all those flavors taste delicious. The egg has cooked well. The only downside slightly is that the noodles, that flavor, just slightly, they've started to go mushy. I think we've got away with it, but you could play around with it. Remember, I put some more eggs in it, so it actually increased the cooking time a little bit. But as a base, like just starting with those noodle packs and just chucking in whatever you want, that is fantastic. I have to give that, taking into account the noodles, probably an 8 out of 10, but you can really put your own stamp on that. I mean, don't stamp it, don't put your foot in it, but wow. The really cool thing with a rice cooker, obviously with this dish particularly, you couldn't keep it too warm because the noodles would eventually go. But we could let it cool, even lift out the inner bucket, refrigerate it and have it in the evening. Of course, the other thing alongside the chili flakes is this thing holds the heat of what it cooks. I genuinely feel like I've burnt my tongue. It feels like 5 times the size. Anyhow, for dinner, can we make a one pot meal or one pot bucket in this thing? Okay, that was me just prepping some of the ingredients for this recipe, and I don't know if it's the delicate waft still of pancake in this room, despite the lovely smell of the ramen. Buttery pancake scent, potential Yankee Candle, is strong. So what we could do, we could literally shove the chicken in with everything else. But why not, as I add a little bit of oil in there, and of course the chicken, brown it. Yeah, because I think we don't have to do this, but if we can get like a little bit of browned edge on the side of the chicken, there you go, there's me plugging it in. Don't get me wrong, the chicken would still be tender if you just shoved it in. There's a chance, right? There's a chance to like brown the outside edges. So I'm gonna flick it down to cook, so it will be warm, getting the oil nice and coated on it there. We seasoned it too. All my other ingredients are ready to dump in with it. Let's just give this some loving on its own. And you could do this the same with vegetables too. Like say you're doing like a meat-free version, you wanted to like blister up some peppers and courgettes and stuff. You could just shove that right in there. Whenever I say courgettes, people in the US are like, what the heck's that? It's an apple. Cooking away like a dream. In go the onions and the garlic. Oh, fantastic. Just by spending a bit more time on the onions and the chicken, I mean, it's still a one pot meal, right? It really will make a big difference. If you can't be bothered, don't worry about it. But I'm happy with this. This is working well. It's very, very hot. And I apologize if there's anything on the lens. It looks all right at the minute. Okay, we've got lovely golden edges starting to appear on the onions and the chicken. Let's get the rest in. Some water. Now it should be stock, but this will make it stock. Wow, that's quiet, isn't it? It's like a library now. This is one of those jelly stock cubes. I find that like these are quite good. They've got like a nice concentrated flavor. Lovely. Got some peas here. These are frozen peas. Some paprika. In case you didn't know, the sign in the back, I love paprika. Garlic granules. And I had some soy sauce still in here, so I thought I'll use that up, because that's the rest of the bottle gone. So here is my rice that I washed clean. Never used to do that, but then someone told me it once in a video. I was like, oh, I might start doing that, and it's like, yep. So we finally put rice in our rice cooker. Let's give that a shimmy all together. Oh my word. Flavors in there, the rice, the chicken. Lid goes on. Ah, Let's give it some heat and cook that rice. If you didn't fry the chicken like I just did, you probably want to leave it in there. I would say peace of mind for at least 40 minutes to really cook through and soften up. The good thing with me, I can actually do it for that long, but I think maybe 20, 25 minutes would get away with. Rice is a bit more stubborn than the noodles, so I'm not expecting it to do anything too crazy. Actually, that said, the other day I did see a really cool video where someone carved Godzilla into 1 grain of rice. How do you even learn that? So literally 25 minutes later, check this out. All of that rice has absorbed the fluid. It looks a bit like unexciting until you lift it up and reveal the chicken pieces all within it. It just looks like a big old bed of rice. The only thing that stopped me walking away from it is if I left it too much longer with it being absorbed, it could have burnt the rice on the bottom. So let's serve this up. I was slightly worried that I might have made rice porridge, but that chicken is lovely. It's sort of fluffed up. Bit more pepper on there. And just to make it look pretty, a little bit of parsley on there like that. I am really proud of that. 1 pot, 1 bucket. We gave it 1 extra step than it necessarily needed, but let's try it. Ooh. Well, that's just like nice and calm. There's no like heat, there's no bang. It's cooked through, brilliant. You've got the flavor from the browning on the outside. It's softened and tendered and almost sort of like been poached in the stock as it sort of got gradually absorbed by the rice, which is flavor packed. The rice is brilliant. It's just a lovely sort of calm flavor. I'm not getting this any boom. It's not bland by any means. And the great thing is you can customize this to really make it your own. I can't give it 10 out of 10 because I really wish that I put bacon in with it. But for simplicity, the ability to fry it too to drive more flavor in and just chucking everything all in there, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 purely because I should have put the bacon in it, but also that you can't sort of walk away from it once it's cooking because let's be honest, it's so simple that you could do that and be like, oh my gosh, and end up with, well, burnt rice. The onion as well. It's so good. So can you cook an entire day's meals in a rice cooker? Well, yes, you can. Breakfast maybe was a little bit of an optional thing, especially the steaming of the pancakes. I think that was definitely ranked my worst. The ramen was my tongue is so burnt. Absolutely phenomenal. It was brilliant. I love that those packets are just like 30p and you just tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. But I think ultimately for simplicity, my favorite out of the 3 was this last one. So we have sort of gone up in the score, but the lunch and the dinner, but even the fried pancakes as well, they were still great, but obviously would have taken a long old time. Let me know which ones you would try or if you've got any ideas that you would make in the rice cooker. Cheers for watching and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now. One thing I do want to show you. Look, there's a horse literally there. I guess you could call that horse my neighbour.